One.
Hello, I'm Colum Coleman, and welcome to Historical Humans Reads, where we take primary sources and bring them to your screen. Today, we're doing something a little bit different here. We are doing a play, and for that, I'm joined by my regular co-hosts, Gwendolyn Allen and Justin Woods. We will be reading the ancient Greek comedy, The Birds. First performed in 414 BCE in the city of Athens, it won second place in the annual City Dionysia festival. Written by the acclaimed comic playwright Aristophanes, it is one of his 11 surviving plays out of the 40 works he produced in his lifetime. For this production, I will be playing the role of the human Euelpides. Gwendolyn will be playing the roles of the human Pithetaerus and the bird. And Justin will be playing the birds Trochilus and Epops. With that, let's begin. The scene is a wild and desolate region. Only thickets, rocks, and a single tree are seen. Euelpides and Pithetaerus enter, each with a bird in their hands. Do you think I should walk straight for yon tree?
Cursed beast, what are you croaking to me? To retrace my steps?
Why, you wretch, we are wandering at random. We are exerting ourselves only to return to the same spot. We're wasting our time.
To think that I should trust to this crow which has made me cover more than 1,000 furlongs.
And that I, in obedience to this jay, should have worn my toes down to the nails.
If only I knew where we were.
Could you find your country again from here?
No, I feel quite sure I could not, any more than I could extasize find his heart.
Alas!
Aye, my friend, it is surely the road of alasses we are following.
That Philocrates the bird seller played us a scurvy trick when he pretended these two guides could help us find Pithetaerus the Epops, who is a bird, without being born of one. He has indeed sold us this jay, a true son of Trochilus, for an obulus, and this crow for 3. But what can they do? Why, nothing whatever but bite and scratch. What is the matter with you? That you keep opening your beak? Do you want us to fling ourselves headlong down these rocks? There is no road that way.
Not even the vestige of a trail in any direction.
What does the crow say about the road to follow?
By Zeus, it no longer croaks the same thing it did.
Which way does it tell us to go now?
Hold on, I'm not there yet. It says that by dint of gnawing, it will devour my fingers.
But misfortune is ours. We strain with every nerve to get the crows, do everything we can to that end, and yet we cannot find our way. Yes, spectators, our madness is quite different from that of Sacus. He is not a citizen, and would fain be one at any cost. We, on the contrary, are born of an honorable tribe and family, and living in the midst of our fellow citizens, we have fled from our country as hard as ever we could go. It's not that we hate it. We recognize it to be great and rich. Likewise, everyone has the right to ruin himself paying taxes. But the crickets only chirp among the fig trees for a month or two, whereas the Athenians spend their whole lives in chanting forth judgments from their law courts. That is why we started off with a basket, stew pot, and some myrtle boughs, and have come to seek a quiet country in which to settle. We are going to Pithetaerus the Epops, to learn from him whether, in his aerial flights, he has noticed some town of this kind.
Here, look.
What is the matter?
Why, the crow has been directing me to something up there for some time now.
And this jay is also opening his beak and craning his neck to show me I know not what. Clearly there are some birds about here. We shall soon know if we kick up a noise to start them.
Do you know what to do? Knock your legs against this rock?
And you your head to double the noise.
Well, then use a stone instead. Take one and a hammer with it.
Good idea. Ho there within! Slave! Slave!
What's that, friend? You say slave to summon Epops? It would much better to do shout, Epops! Epops!
Well then, Epops! Must I knock again? Epops!
Who's there? Who calls my master?
Apollo the Deliverer, what enormous beak!
Good God, they are bird catchers!
But is it so terrible? Wouldn't it be better to explain things?
You're done for.
But we are not men!
What are you then?
I am the feeling. An African bird.
You talk nonsense.
Well then, just ask it of my feet.
And this other one, what bird is it? Speak up.
I'm a crapple from the land of the pheasants.
But you yourself, in the name of the gods, what animal are you?
Why, I am a slave bird.
Why, have you been conquered by a cock?
No, but when my master turned into a hopo, he begged me to become a bird and to follow and to serve him.
Does a bird need a servant, then?
There is no doubt because he was once a man. At times he wants to eat a dish of sardines from the felarium. I seize my dish and fly to fetch him some. Again he wants some pea soup. I seize a ladle and a pot to run and get it.
This, then, is truly a running bird. Come, Trochilus, do us the kindness and call your master.
Why, he has just fallen asleep after a feed of myrtle berries and a few grubs.
Never mind, wake him up.
I am certain he will be angry. However, I will wake him to please you.
You cursed brute! Why, I almost dead with terror!
Oh my god, it was sheer fear that made me lose my jay.
Big coward, were you so frightened you left go of your jay?
And did you not lose your crow when you fell sprawling on the ground? Tell me that.
Not at all.
Where is it then?
It flew away.
And you did not let it go? Oh, you brave fellow.
Open the thicket. I may go out.
By Heracles, what a creature! What plumage! What means this triple crest?
Who wants me?
The 12 great gods have used you ill, it seems.
Are you twitting me about my feathers? I have been a man, strangers.
It is not you we are jeering at.
At what then?
Why, it's your beak that looks so ridiculous to us.
This is how Sophocles outrages me in his tragedies. No, I was once Tereus.
You were Tereus. And what are you now? A bird or a peacock?
I am a bird.
Then where are your feathers? I don't see any.
They have fallen off.
Through illness?
No, all birds molt their feathers, you know, every winter, and grow in their place. But tell me, who are you?
We are mortals.
From what country?
From the land of beautiful galleys.
Are you diecasts?
No, if anything, we're anti-diecasts.
Is that a kind of seed sown among you?
You'll have to look hard to find even a little in our fields.
What brings you here?
We wish to pay you a visit.
What for?
Because you were formerly a man, like we are. Formerly, you had debts, as we have. And formerly, you did not want to pay them, like ourselves. Furthermore, being turned into a bird, you have, when flying, seen all lands and seas. Thus, you have all human knowledge, as well as that of birds. And hence we have come to beg you to direct us to some cozy town, in which we may repose as if in thick coverlets.
And are you looking for a greater city than Athens?
No, not a greater, but one more pleasant to live in.
Then you are looking for an aristocratic country.
Really catches in the throat, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not at all. I hold the son of Schelias in horror.
But, after all, what sort of city would best please you?
Place where the following would be the most important business transacted. Some friend would come knocking at the door quite early in the morning, saying, "By Olympian Zeus, be at my house early, as soon as you have bathed, and bring your children too. I am giving a feast, so don't fail, or else don't cross my threshold when I am in distress."
Ah, that's what may be called being fond of hardships. And what say you?
My tastes are similar.
And they are?
I want a town where the father of a handsome lad will stop in the street and say to me, reproachfully, as if I had failed him, "Ah, and is this well done, Stilbonides? You meet my son coming from the bath after the gymnasium, and you neither spoke to him, nor kissed him, nor took him with you, nor ever once felt his balls. Would anyone call you a friend of mine?"
Ah, wag! I see you are fond of suffering, but there is a city of delights such as you want. It is on the Red Seas.
Oh no, not a seaport, where some fine morning the Salaminian galley can appear, bringing a process server along. Have you no Greek town you can propose to us?
Why not choose Leperum in Elis for your settlement?
By Zeus, I could not look at Leprium without disgust, because of Melantheus.
Then, again, there is a Puntian Locris where you can live.
It would not be a Puntian for a talent. But come, what is it like to live with the birds? You should know pretty well.
Why, it's not a disagreeable life. In the first place, one has no purse.
That does away with a lot of roguery.
For food, the gardens yield us white sesame, myrtle berries, poppies, and mint.
Why, 'tis the life of a newlywed indeed.
I am beginning to see a great plan which will transfer the supreme power to the birds, if you will take my advice.
Take your advice. In what way?
In what way? Well, firstly, do not fly in all directions with open beak. It is not dignified. Among us, when we see a thoughtless man, we ask, "What sort of bird is this?" And Tellus answers, "It's a man who has no brain, a bird that has lost his head, a creature you cannot catch, for it never remains in any one place."
By Zeus himself, your jest hits the mark. What then is to be done?
Found a city.
We birds? But what sort of city shall we build?
Oh, really, really? You talk like a fool. Look down.
I am looking.
Now look up.
I am looking.
Turn your head around.
It will be pleasant for me if I end in twisting my neck off.
What have you seen?
The clouds and sky.
Very well. Is not this the pole of the birds, then?
How their pole.
Or if you like it, their place. And since it turns and passes through the whole universe, it is called pole. If you build and fortify, you will turn your pole into a city. In this way, you will reign over mankind as you do over the grasshoppers, and you will cause the gods to die of rabid hunger.
How so?
The air in between earth and heaven. When we want to go to Delphi, we ask the Boeotians for leave of passage. In the same way, when men sacrifice to the gods, unless the latter pay you tribute, you exercise the right of any nation towards strangers and do not allow the smoke of the sacrifices to pass through your city and territory.
By earth, by snares, by network, by cages. I never heard of anything more cleverly conceived. And, if the other birds approve, I am going to build the city along with you.
Who will explain the matter to them?
You must yourself. Before I came, they were quite ignorant, but have since lived with them. I've taught them to speak.
But how can they be gathered together?
Easily. I will hasten down to the thicket to waken my dear prawns, and as soon as they hear our voices, they will come to us hot wing.
My dear bird, lose no time. Please fly at once into the thicket and awaken prawns.
Chase off the drowsy sleep, dear companion. Let the sacred hymn gush from thy divine throat in melodious strains. Roll forth in soft cadence your refreshing melodies to bewail the fate of the Itis, which has been the cause of so many tears for us both. Your pure notes rise through the thick leaves of the yew trees right up to the throne of Zeus, where Phoebus listens to you. Phoebus, with his golden hair and his ivory lyre, responds to your plaintive accents. He gathers the choir of the gods from their immortal lips, pours forth his sacred chant of blessed voices.
By Zeus, what a throat that little bird possesses. He has filled the whole thicket with honey-sweet melody. What's the matter?
Still,
What for?
Epops is going to sing again.
Epopopoy, popopoy, popopopoy. Here, quick, my comrades in the air. All you who pillage the fertile lands of the husbandmen, the numberless tribes who gather and devour the barley seeds, the swift-flying race that sings so sweetly, and you who gentle twitter resounds through the fields with little cry of dio tick 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 tick. And you who hop about the branches of the ivy in the gardens, the mountain birds who feed on the wild olive berries, or the abutus, hurry to come at my call. Trietoro, totorbrix, you also who snap up the sharp stinging gnats in the marshy valley vales, and you who dwell in the fine plain of Marathon, all damp with dew, and you, the francolin with the speckled rings, you too, the Halcyons, who flit over the swelling waves of the sea, come hither to hear the tides. Let all the tribes of the long-necked birds assemble here. Know that a clever old man is come to us, bringing an entirely new idea, and proposing great reforms. Let all come and debate here. Here. Toro, trix. Kikikikabao. Toro, lilililix.
Can you see any bird?
By Phobos, no. Yet I am straining my eyesight to scan the skies.
It was hardly worth Epops' while to go and bury himself in the thicket like a hatchling plover. Plover? Torox! Wait, friend, there's a bird.
By Zeus, it is a bird, but what kind? Is it a peacock?
Epops would tell us. What is this bird?
It is not one of those you are used to seeing. It is a bird from the marshes.
Oh, but he is very handsome, with wings as crimson as flame.
Undoubtedly. Indeed, he is called Flamingo.
Hi, I say, you!
What are you shouting for?
Why, there's another bird!
Ah, indeed, This one's a foreign bird, too. What is this bird from beyond the mountains with a look of as sullen as it is stupid?
He is called the Mead.
The Mead. But by Heracles, how, if a Mead, has he flown here without a camel?
Here's another bird with a crest.
Ah, that's curious. I say, Epops, you are not the only one of your kind, then?
This bird is the son of Philocles, who is the son of Epops, so that, you see, I am his grandfather, just as one might say Hippoconius, the son of Callias, who is the son of Hippoconius.
Then this bird is Callias. Why, what a lot of feathers he has lost.
That is because he is honest, so the informer set upon him, and the women too pluck out his feathers.
Why, Poseidon, do you see that many-colored bird? What's his name?
This one? That's the glutton.
Is there another one besides Cleonemus? Why, if he is Cleonemus, has he not thrown away his crest? By what meaning of all these crests? Have these birds come to contend for some double stadium prize?
They are like the carrions, who cling to the crests of their mountains for greater safety.
Oh, Poseidon, look at what an awful swarm of birds are gathering here.
By Phobos, what a cloud! The entrance to the stage is no longer visible. So closely do they fly together.
Here's a partridge.
Why, there is the francolin.
There's the pochard.
Here is the kingfisher. What's the bird behind the kingfisher?
That's the barber.
What, a bird of barber?
Why, Trochilus is one.
Here comes the owl.
And who is it brings an owl to Athens?
Here is the magpie, the turtle dove, the swallow, the horned owl, the buzzard, the pigeon, the falcon, the ring dove, the cuckoo, the redfoot, the redclap, the purple cap, the kestrel, the diver, the Also, the osprey, the woodpecker.
Oh my, what a lot of birds.
Oh, what a lot of blackbirds.
How they scold, how they come rushing up. What a noise, what a noise.
Can they be bearing us ill will?
Oh, there's an opening in their beaks and they're staring at us.
Why, so they are. This has been The Birds on Historical Humans Reads. If you enjoyed this video and like to hear more excerpts from original texts, please follow or subscribe to us on your platform of choice. If there's a work you would like to hear, be sure to leave a comment below and like the video. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.